Hey everybody, welcome back to the Overwatch channel on YouTube. When you're trying to make sense of this crazy reality that we exist in, I try to take in everything, all the data, all the information, and try to contemplate like some kind of unified way of looking at all this stuff where it actually makes sense. And it's not easy. So I was watching this guy's channel for a while here, this guy Doug Michael. Now, I started to think that this guy was just another like Zachariah Sitchin propagandist type. But a lot of his videos contain premises, social interaction, and manipulation of our society that definitely are true. I mean, if you listen to his videos, he's got a lot of insight here. It's well organized. He presents it in a really coherent way. And then his newest video here, Off-World Influences Blowing the Anunnaki Story Wide Open. He shows a lot of stuff in his video, a lot of photos, and backs up a lot what he's been talking about in all of his video presentations. And turns out he's not a Zachariah Sitchin propagandist. This guy's going off in an entirely different direction. And even though I haven't taken a look at some of the books, I've taken a look at parts of a book that he refers to, but I've not taken an in-depth look at everything that he's talking about here. So don't think that I'm completely on board with this, but it is interesting material. But then I find this other web page from this bibliotechpallades.net website. It's kind of like an archive of interesting articles and stuff like that. And this one talks about the ARCHONS. The ARCHONS is like a term that came out of Gnosticism, I guess. It's actually just a Greek word that means Lord or ruler. And there's this interview here with this guy, Robert M. Stanley. And when you watch this guy, his interview, a lot of what I've been talking about, a lot about what Doug Michael mentions, and things in this article, they're just starting to line up for me. So if you are trying to figure out what's really going on, you may have figured out already that religions are bullshit and atheism is bullshit and materialists are stuck in a fucking fantasy world where they think that this is all there is. But it's not all about like... See, I'm not sure if this guy Doug Michael's going off in some alien direction, like actually beings from another planet, because I'm not really sure that that's what's really going on here. Researchers like Carla Turner, who did all this work in the 90s, but then died in 1996, her books are actually, somebody converted them to audio, and they're available for free on this, focus in here, on this site, Be Free One. You can listen to them. She was a UFO researcher that concluded a lot of the so-called alien abduction stuff was had like a spiritual component to them. J. Allen Hynek, I've mentioned before, also started to think that before he died, but he did a lot of research into this. A lot of the stuff about the psyche has troubled me. I've made videos. I've made a video recently where I talked about that it seems odd to me that humans that can come together and create something as a team that works well, like say 747, can't come together and see the same cause and effect. You do this and this happens when interaction with people, and then they can't generate like a model for a functioning society that has very few problems. Yet we can create flawless aircraft that can fly at 5 miles above the atmosphere and, just take us all around the world in relative safety. And Carl Jung, in this article here with the Archons, is quoted as saying that he, something about the psyche being taken over. I wondered why our consciousness is divided recently. I've started to wonder that. Why is our consciousness split into the conscious and the subconscious? What is the ego really all about? Is it really just like a filter so we get consumed by the ego, and we then can believe bullshit. And really, when you're researching this stuff, there is so much bullshit that you have to sort through between the fraud and the people that are just delusional, like materialists, and these people that are so entrenched in a religious doctrine they can't break free of it. Think of the Bible for a moment. The Bible has full of some sections of the Bible are considered to be more Gnostic than others. Like some people that claim that the book of John has elements of Gnosticism in it. And perhaps the Bible it's like a mishmash of all these different books together. I'm sure there is some truth in the Bible, but to try to figure out what it is over the parts that are just bullshit. I mean, think about this for a moment. Christianity, who in modern day Christianity in America is kind of like individualistic, independent-minded, is more for individual freedom with certain respects, although I admit they kind of like are hypocritical in some other aspects of that. But in general, they're individualists and stuff like that. And think about the origin of the modern-day doctrines of Christianity and how it spawned from a government takeover of the religion. Here's big government, Rome, the Roman Empire, big government as you can get, takes over the Christian religion, squashes out Gnosticism, and modern day Christians today firmly believe that they've got the right view on this. It is really, and you in most cases, when you're talking about this kind of stuff, this kind of this type of philosophical discussion, when somebody's locked into a belief or something, you really cannot shake them out of it. There's no logic or evidence or anything you can do. And I know because, when I was sucked into this world, I sort of like was stuck there too. But there was that little voice in the back of my mind that would be nagging at me to keep looking, and that doesn't sound right. There's something wrong here. But like a unified theory of everything would have to include the UFO abduction stuff, the errancies in world religions. They would have to address all that. It would have to address all the phenomena that we can observe in modern day world, and all these works that show that there's psi phenomena and the near-death experience, and that's why I've kind of like started to lean more toward this prison planet idea, because if you go to that website, everything I'm putting up on the screen as usual will be in the description below, but I'm not gonna hide any of these links from you. They'll be down in the description section for everybody who wants to take a look at them. There's so much information on this Tricked by Light site, and I think he's onto something. But again, a lot of these truthers, they'll show us all the symbolism, right? All the symbology that we can see in every freaking thing. It's like right in front of your face all the time, right? It's so much of it that you can't ignore that it's like a coincidence, right? There's like symbolism everywhere, and the symbolism, people address it as like the Illuminati and stuff like that. But I have a different take on this too. Another possibility is because our consciousness seems to be split into some kind of division, the subconscious, the conscious, the ego, the all the stuff that divides us. I can't help but think that maybe it's us inserting the symbolism into our own reality here to try to wake ourselves up, or to just broadcast the truth of what's going on with these archons, or if this is some type of prison soul planet, soul net that we're just constantly recycled through to feed some kind of parasite. It could be that we are the source of the symbolism, that it's not coming from the so-called Illuminati or anything like that. It could be, it's not predictive programming. It's self-broadcasting from us. It's something else to think about. So many thoughts, so little time. I want to wrap this up now, so you guys can check out the links below, and I'll get back to more on this later. But just stuff to think about. Take care. Oh, one more thing. Star Wars. I was gonna bring this up in another video. Maybe I will bring it up again. But Star Wars. The real bad force in Star Wars. What is it? Is it the dark side? Is it the people that follow dark side, like Darth Vader? In the fictional world of Star Wars, the real enemy is the Force itself, is it not? Is it not the Force itself that has created this light and dark side and keeps the rebels and the Empire in perpetual war? There can never be an end to it. And isn't that what we kind of see in our real world? We are perpetually divided, and you cannot use logic, reason, common sense, the same thought processes that we can build amazing technology like I'm filming this video on, and yet we seem to be caught in this never-ending battle over some of the most silliest fucking nonsense you could ever imagine, right? All right, take care. Bye.